I come to you in the name of one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. My acting experience is almost non-existent. In high school, I took a drama class, and much of that was reading esoteric plays. What little stage performance that was required was based upon roles being assigned to us. It was bad enough that my classmates saw my performance. Fortunately, none of them made it to light, and clearly way before YouTube. This is why I'm puzzled about the idea of auditioning for a role. My competitive side says, I want the lead role. But my understanding is that actors don't see it that way. There's something about a particular role that excites them. They can see themselves as that character, and often that is the role they find themselves developing. This makes me wonder, are roles chosen because that's who we are, or because that's who we would like to be? Do we see ourselves in the role, or is it as others see us? The opening role in the gospel today is that of Jesus. A director may explain to a young actor trying out for the role that your cousin and friend, the man who paved the way for your coming, has just been brutally killed. John the Baptist is dead. Your desire right now is to be alone in prayer, to withdraw from the world, at least for a moment. You try to withdraw and the crowds follow you. Compassion, not anger, wells up inside, and you heal the sick. Is this who you are? Is this your role in the story? Is this how you see yourself, or perhaps how others see you? Perhaps you see yourself more as one of the disciples. I suspect in a staging of this scene, off to one side of the set would be the disciples. As Jesus was healing the sick, the disciples probably gathered and were talking among themselves. What are we going to do? We can't possibly feed all these people. It must have been decided that the disciples would approach Jesus with logic. You can't argue with logic. Point 1, there's nothing here, it's deserted. Point 2, it's late. The only logical and compassionate response is that the crowds should be sent away so that they can get their own food. The disciples are, amidst their logic, showing compassion for others. They've learned well, but not fully. The disciples remind me of a cartoon that I've seen recently. It's a single frame. Jesus is pictured sitting on a park bench and talking with a follower. The person asks Jesus, why do you allow war, famine, poverty, suffering, disease, crime, homelessness, and despair into the world? Jesus looks at this person and responds, I was just about to ask you that same question. Is this your role? Logical and compassionate? Not fully versed in the economics of abundance that inhabit the kingdom? Not yet realizing the power of God and the power you have to make a difference through God? The other role in this scene is that of the crowd. But there really are two crowds. First is the 5,000, the men who have been counted. Second are the women and children, probably as numerous, who have not been counted. Is your role among the counted, or among those who are anonymous and not counted? The crowds have two characteristics that define them. First, they don't recognize that Jesus wants to be alone. Their own needs come first. They expect healing and teaching. But then they receive the unexpected. They are given a meal of abundance from a small portion of fish and loaves. They receive God's abundant blessings. Perhaps this is your role, or the role others see you in. The unexpected twist in this scene is that Jesus takes the bread, offers it in prayer to heaven, he breaks it, and it is transformed. The limits of 5 loaves and 2 fish are broken so that they can now feed thousands. And he gives it to his disciples, who feed the crowds with the bread of heaven. This is the plot twist that is the unexpected that changes everything. No one saw it coming, but they should have. For everything is different in God's world. It's not a world of scarcity, but of abundance. It's not a world of letting problems walk away ignored. It's a world of facing problems so that the kingdom can be manifest here on earth. Jesus took the sorrow that he felt for the death of John the Baptist. He offered it in a blessing. He broke the sorrow so that it could be transformed into love and compassion. And he gave compassion to the crowd in the form of healing. Just as he did with his sorrow and with the bread, Jesus takes his life, offers it to God for a blessing, breaks his life on the cross, and gives it to all of us. Take, bless, break, give. With each Eucharist, we take, bless, break, and give the bread of life to each other and to the world. The bread is transformed, and our lives are transformed. This is our role, the role that God has called us to. And the twist is that we can take our sorrows and our challenges, our talents and our gifts, the troubles of the world and the wonders of the world, and we can take them to the altar. We can offer them up in prayer to God so that they are blessed. And God will break them so that they are transformed, set free of their bonds, free of their limits, free to be used in miraculous and wondrous ways. And then we can give them to each other and to the world, to friend and stranger, to all in need, as a blessing. This is the role that God has written for us, to take all that is before us, to bless it, to break it into something different and usable, and to give it to those in need. Do you see yourself in that role? Do others see you fulfilling that role? Because God does. And finally, the scene closes. As the final credits roll, Jesus sends the disciples away in a boat, and he dismisses the crowds. As the lights dim, Jesus ascends the mountain for solitude and prayer. We are left to wonder, but most assuredly, Jesus is giving thanks to God. Thanks for all that God does, and thanks for all that we do through God. Thanks be to God.